If you like keyboards, shortcuts, this is the video. So let's just use keyboard to navigate through Logix Designer, RTFM. Welcome back everybody to RTFM. I'm Roberto Cruz, and in today's video we're gonna talk about the use of a keyboard shortcut so we can navigate through our Logix Design application easily without using the mouse. Just before we start, just a quickly recap. So we are running through the online help on our series of on our playlist on Logix Designer, Rockwell Automation Logix Designer. I'm gonna leave a link to the playlist so far. We went through the quick start steps, which was pretty handy, really. It covered, although it was like a quick introduction. We demonstrated how to create an application, how to configure I/O modules, even add-on instructions, UDTs. It was very useful section, really. So now we're moving down to the navigation section, and obviously we're going to be learning along the way how to use most of the shortcuts and how you can actually navigate through it, use the mouse, the right and left buttons. So we're going to be learning this together. So what I'm doing is I'm just selecting the most useful sections that I think it will add up some very useful information about navigating through the Logix Designer. So I think the most interesting section within the navigation topic is the use of shortcuts. So in today's video, we're going to go through how to use those shortcuts. And what I'm thinking is once we've done with this video, right, obviously it's going to be part of the playlist. I'm also going to create a post on Instagram so we can have all them navigation keystrokes in a single post, so you can save that for future reference. So that's going to be it's going to be in addition to these videos. So I hope you guys enjoy. So let's just go through it. Let me just switch screens so we can start talking about navigation, right? So nowadays, I'm going to skip commands such as the most well-known commands like the Windows commands, such as Control C and Control V, right? Which I guess most people are familiar to, like copy and paste, cut and paste. So I'm gonna try avoiding those commands because those are Windows based. So I trust you guys are familiar to Windows commands nowadays, isn't it? But obviously, if you think I'm missing anything or something that I should have mentioned, just please leave a comments below. And obviously that would assist to anyone who's keen on learning keyboard shortcuts, which I find very useful. I reckon obviously, although we're gonna go for the shortcuts, this comes comes with time, along with time and usability. So it practices also, because we are so used to the mouse word, so we can click, select, drag, right clicks, so we're so used to the mouse, which is very handy. And I guess every new software that we use, we tend to use mouse and ignore commands, right? Okay, let's just, without further ado, let's just start with some of the commands. Like for instance, arrow, right? So you can navigate through the ladder by using arrow, like pretty much everything in graphical days, Windows based. You can just navigate. So you can navigate through for your application, up and down, left and right. So you can navigate through every single contact, right? You can, for instance, I'm online, so you can see here on top, right? So I'm running mode, so I'm online. So we've got commands like enter. So you can start like editing. So you see, so that this rank is now in edit mode, so I can just come here, for instance, and there's another one, F2, like Excel, for instance, if you move a cursor to the cursor to a certain cell and press F2, it just opens up addition, right? And then you can use up and down to select an address, for instance, right? Press escape to come back, for instance, right? So this is one of the very simple ones, really. Okay, so space displays some sensitive information. So if I select a routine, for instance, press space, it comes up with this with the right click bit. And I think the same happens here if you use in one of the it only affects routines, for instance, or certain areas, right? For instance, if I select here, it comes up like that. So I select the right click on the controller organizer, for instance. The tab keystroke. So if we push tab, you keep moving forward to a certain bit. So moving the cursor towards another section. Another useful one, F1. So if you push F1, it brings you the help file, right? Obviously, the help file is already open here because I've got it here open. So, but you know, again, I reckon this is a very common one in most software. Like F1, it always brings up the obviously the help file. So let me just come back to the list of key commands. Just 1 second. Yeah, navigation through application and keyboards. Here we go. So when I press F1, it just brought me to the normally open instruction. So I'm gonna come back here to yeah. So again, F2, like I've said, like I've just mentioned, F2 allows you to edit. You know that obviously I'm online, so you need to be in edit mode. So to be able to select your use F2, for instance. F3 is going to bring up the find results. So the find window pop up, so you can type a tag name or an address, so we can browse it. So that the F3 is always bring the next search result. So if you find multiple results, it's always going to bring up the next result. F4 navigates through error. So if you have error, actually I can simulate. Let's try simulate an error here. For instance, I'm just gonna go offline, right? So if we just remove a tag, see the error comes up. So I'm gonna remove a tag up here, and let's just remove a tag from this bit. So you got 2 errors, right? So we can then verify the file, and you see there are 2 errors. 2 errors, so you can see here down here in the state errors, error status. So basically, if you press F4, it just navigates through the errors. So if you have multiple errors, it's pretty handy, right? So because it navigates through the error. So very useful command. So I'm just gonna, if you use again, you see the Windows ones. So Control Z brings you back to any mods. So if you screw up somehow, you can always Control Z can always save you, right? F6. This is a new one on this revision. F6 is not actually. It says toggle between ladder editor panes. All right. This brings down to a second bit. So we can now drag this split bar. I can't remember actually if in the older revisions if we could do that. I think we could. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments if in older revisions we could split the ladder logic. So basically, see F6 toggle between them. So you can actually, there's the same routine. You can just navigate them separately, which is very handy, really. So F6 toggle between them too, right? So I'm just gonna bring it back. It's gonna bring back, so out, right? So so obviously this is a window, so I'm gonna skip to, but these, like if you press Alt plus F, for instance, you're gonna bring the file. Alt E, edit, Alt V, view, and so on and so forth. So those are the commands so you can open up the main menus on top. So like the edit, view, search. So like most of the Windows stuff, if you press Alt plus the first character, so if I press Alt L, for instance, Logic comes up, right? So these are Windows. I'm skipping those. They're not very very handy. Oh, well, they're actually useful, but I trust most of you guys are already familiar to those. Alt plus Enter. So if I select a routine, for instance, press Alt Enter, it brings you the properties on that routine. So pretty handy as well. Alt plus Insert. So let's check. Let's see. We're actually learning some of the bits and pieces. Oh, this is it. So the Insert button. Display the appropriate add language elements dialog box. Actually, if you just push insert, it brings it up. You don't need to press Alt. Obviously, Alt Tab is another Windows one, so you switch between running applications. I'm just selecting here. Like I said, I'm gonna actually create a nice post, including all those commands, and post them on Instagram. I'm just picking the ones that I find relevant. Alt space. Yeah, this is just brings you this restore. This is another Windows one. Yeah, Alt 0. Alt 0, can you see down the bottom? So this navigates through the controller organize and the logical organizer. So you can use Alt 0, pretty handy one as well. Alt 1, Alt plus 1, you can navigate through the output window. So the window that shows you statuses, right? So you can open it up and shut it down. Alt 1. This is another one, Windows Alt F4. So you guys familiar? So this closed the application. Control. Oh, this is handy. Control page down. I don't think this is now. This is no longer available on this revision, which is interesting. It used to navigate between those those windows. Apparently, it's no longer available. So, but you still got Control Tab, for instance. If I press Control Tab, you see, I can still navigate through the windows. So I've got the main program, the controller tags, for instance, and we've also got the motor, right? So pretty handy one. So control page down and control page up used to let you navigate through them without using this window pop-up here. Those are also Windows 5, for instance, Control C, Control D. Those are basically Windows commands. Also, actually, Control D lets you edit the description of your ladder logics, which is lovely. Control F, like, it's pretty much like other Windows applications, like a find dialog box. Control G, go to, so it goes to a certain place, pretty handy as well. Control H, replace, very, very common one, very known one into Windows. So like I said, Control N, you can create a new project, right? Control R, right? Control R, pretty handy. You can insert a new rung, so Control R. So insert a new rung. Control S, you can save your project, right? Control S, set. It's gonna save the project. Right, you see it's saving it now. The asterisk is gone. Control T, when you are online, Control T let you toggle the bit on and off. Let's just bring the application back online. Just go online. Control V again is, user Control C, Control V, Control W, pretty handy one. We went through that, Control W, I showed you before. This is the create a new tag. just going to show you the toggle and the Control V, Control W. Right, so let's just wait until the download is done so we can again continue to do shortcuts. Finalizing download. It's interesting. I'm trying. My aim was to make those videos shorter than, you know, it's just like running for 15 minutes. I've been failing big time to to record short videos, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna work towards you know, making short videos, because, you know, everyone's busy nowadays. Control T, like I said, you see we can toggle. This is an actual. This is an actual. This one. This is a memory, so I can toggle. You see, on and off, right? The ones I can't toggle is because there's something writing into them, or it's like an input. So that's why there's something writing in it. So that's why you can't toggle. So if you can't toggle, it means someone is actually writing into them, right? For example, I can toggle this because it's not obviously writing. Control W again. So if I create a new tag, like I'm calling this stamp, right? You see there's an error because the tag doesn't exist. So if I use the keystroke Control W, so you can create a new tag, right? Let's just cancel that. Okay, so let's just see if I'm not missing any major. Yeah, I think most of the useful ones. Oh, there's one I couldn't miss. Hang on, before we wrap this one up, Control E. So Control E is a very important one. So Control E is a cross-reference. Bear this one in mind. I'm glad I left this to be the last bit. Control V, so you can cross-reference, and as soon as you cross-reference, it's going to tell you where in the program that particularly address tag is being used. So very handy one. Okay, so I guess this is it for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this very handy and useful video. Sorry about obviously another long one, 17 minutes now, so sorry about that. But we're going to strive to make shorter videos, right, in the future. But if you don't mind, you know, long videos, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And again, obviously, don't forget, if you do like the content, just please do consider subscribing to the channel. And make sure you ring the bell to get notified about all our latest videos. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Like I said, I'm gonna make a post including all those commands, keyboard shortcuts, and post them on Instagram so you can save them for future reference. So it's obviously you can find the description down below. And thanks for watching again, guys. I'll see you next time, and always RTFM. Take care, folks.